I first became aware of Eurovision when I was watching it on late night TV with my mother when I was growing up.
ABBA, because that's what started it all off, really, in many ways, for me. I was quite young, actually, about sort of 10 to 12 years old, and I was kind of, back in the day, I was one of those kids that used to record it in front of the TV on the cassette tape every year.
My parents used to have a boat, and in the weekends they would play cards, and I would be watching television.
I don't know much about Eurovision, so I think it was really nice to see how that part of television has had such an impact on people, which I guess also helps to put into perspective how secluded American TV and movies are from like the rest of the world, and very I don't want to say I don't want to say selfish in a way, but it does feel very selfish and very ignorant of us not to know all the different types of television and movies and stuff like that that goes on in the world. But I thought this was really cool. I really liked how it's in black and white. I think it feels very like fancy and official and just feels like a very nice documentary. I loved the choice of having voiceovers as people were speaking, but like not having them speak. I feel like it's nice to kind of pretend like it's their inner monologue, kind of like talking about what it means to them, like internally and externally, but being able to pretend like it's like a mental thought. I thought that was really cool. I don't know. It's something about like you never know what people are thinking. So it's very interesting to kind of give it this idea of like you're reading someone's mind and reading how they really think. So I thought that was really cool. Also just like the overall theme of, exposing everyone to different languages and cultures and the importance of something like Eurovision, and the impact of how it brings people together. Because that's the huge thing about media. You want to bring people together who don't have access to all the different information and like, things like that other people, across the country or in a different country might have. So I loved the very idea of just togetherness and connection.
To your various point of views of how Eurovision affected people. It's black, white, talking head style primarily. You have a nice mix of, diverse point of views. You have some that are more eccentric than others. Everyone coming from a various differentiating idea of how this event affected them. And they all have their own unique memories associated with this event and their own ties to it, and also why it is so important to them. And I feel like they did a really good job of conveying this through a lot of various points of views to give us sort of this diverse perspective on how this affects people.
I loved all of the different perspectives and all of the different interviews that they had where you're getting different stories about how people came to it, how they discovered it, what it kind of means to them, what it's kind of progressed to, or what it, has kind of taken on in their own individual lives, whether it's like something with their relationship with their significant other. So I loved that like you can take many different countries and different cultures and things like that being represented to have this kind of gathering, and it really does make an impact on people's lives. It makes an impact not only in the city where it's being held, where they get just an influx of all of these travelers and things like that, where they can really shine and kind of show off their city, but then you also just get, even if you can't travel there, you get all of the interaction that comes out of it, even if you're just on, watching, or if even if you're just talking about it like you're a fan, there's still so many interactions that come out of that I think is so important. And the effects afterwards, I think, and kind of what it's almost grown into, and the amount of love that people have for it, I think is so impressive.
I thought it was neat to learn more about Eurovision and the fandom there. I didn't really know much about it except for that movie that came out not that long ago with Will Ferrell. I like the black and white. I like the voiceovers for the people. It was interesting that they weren't really talking, but it was just voiceovers with their visuals. But I really like that it's about a multicultural event that kind of brings everybody together that is like-minded, who think alike. And it had a unifying inclusivity, freedom of expression. These are some of the things that people were mentioning throughout. So I thought that was really neat and enlightening. I didn't know much about this at all.
I think it was a very well done film. I really enjoyed the black and white style, the interviews, these mix that we have between the interviews that really focus on the character. Really, you can really feel the emotion of these performers talking about how it is being on stage, all these talks about a vision as well. I think it was absolutely brilliant. It really gives you that feeling to being there with them. And I think that the cinematography direction are simple but effective. Really, really introspective as well.
Fandom that has a lot of passion. This documentary was shot in a different way. It felt almost like a commercial with the voiceovers over it, where it could be shortened to 30 seconds or keep it long to advertise Eurovision. Because you see the passions of the fans is throughout time and their old memories, and watching it now, you could feel the love that they have for this program. It's something that, as an American, like I said, I didn't grow up with it. I have no idea what it is, but I do admire the passion that these fans seem to have. The memories, how it's all like talking like it's nostalgia, and the fact that it's in black and white makes it very much feel like a PSA for the program. It's remarkable, really, that just to hear how these people talk. It really feels like it's memories, and great memories for them growing up and still watching it, and it was just a nice tribute.